This is a red panda, also known as a lesser panda. They are an endangered species. They're out of Asia, like China, Bhutan, so forth. Living in the mountains, the Himalayas. They definitely prefer the cold weather climate. So here in Tennessee, when it's hot in the summertime, they'll actually stay inside in air conditioning. Or you might see them out here, laying across one of the branches with their hands and legs over their sides and panting. That helps them control their body heat, regulate their temperatures. Hey buddy, you're a good boy. Now as he grabs a grape, you'll notice that he tries to hold on to a grape and so forth. Looks like he actually has a thumb. He does not have a thumb. That is actually an extended wrist joint. Hence the reason why they cup and pull towards themselves. Also with the red panda, they are totally covered in fur. Even the pads of their feet and their hands are totally covered in fur. That helps them regulate their body temperatures in the cold climates, and also helps them walk more so on the snow and so forth. You didn't like that, did you? Yeah, we got another one here for you. Now their tails will help their balance when they're in the wild. In the wild, they do live in trees. They're arboreal, which means they live high up in the trees. They actually make a birthing den in the hollows of trees and so forth. And when they run across the limbs, the tail will act like a rudder to help them balance. Also, in the cold weather, they will curl up in a ball, and their tail will actually cover their nose to help keep them warm. Yes, they will. And one unique feature about a panda is that they can actually, when they descend a tree, they actually descend head first, which means they're able to rotate their ankle joints, kind of like their cousin, the coati, who's from South America. They too also come down head first. Now, when they mark, they actually have scent glands on the pads of their feet. Sorry. They also actually have scent glands on the bottom of their feet, and then the back end, hind end region. Also with the red panda too, with their feet and their claws and their nails, they semi-retract, and those claws are razor sharp. They can actually go through a pair of jeans very easily. They're usually a docile creature, prefers in the solitary. They only get together when they're in the for mating purposes. And they usually give birth to, they can average 1 to 4. Usually it's 2. Triplets are rare. And the kids are born fully furred. Their eyes will remain closed for a few days. And the mom will actually stay in the den with them. Now here, in the hotter climates, usually they give birth during the late spring into the summer. Early around the spring into the summer. And when that happens, we actually have to have a den set up with an air conditioning unit, because with the fur, it could carry, with the humidity, you can get bacteria infections and so forth. Hi, buddy. Now they are a mammal, and they do have canines, which is unusual. They actually prefer to eat bamboo, which is like 80 to 90% of their diet. And here we actually feed them grapes, apples, and bananas and so forth. And we actually use that for a training to train them also, for target training, creating, and checkups. But in the wild, they actually will come down and actually eat some of the grass roots. They will actually eat bird eggs, and some small mammals. You can see what they grip, and he pulls toward himself. And then I release, oops, there you go. Now if he wanted to, he could definitely dig those claws into me and tear me up, but he's gentle, he trusts me. But there have been pandas known to actually tear some of their keepers apart. So it's you actually have to monitor them and try and read their personality, right? Another unique thing about pandas, especially out in the Himalayan mountains, is that they're actually able to regulate their body temperature, metabolism, as basically, if it gets to extreme temperatures, they can actually slow the metabolism down almost to that of a sloth, which means they will sleep, and they can actually wake themselves up every few minutes for food, every few hours to go out and scour food to eat, bring food back, just to keep their attention in the. They really don't have too many predators up in the mountains, just because of the cold climates. I mean, you do have snow leopards in that area and so forth, but usually it's man, which is causing them to become endangered. habitat loss. They also used to be hunted, and they used to actually make caps out of their fur and so forth. So they are actually in a category all themselves. They do not belong to any specific category. They are called they're an Aluridae family, and in that family is just the red panda, which is we have a subspecies called, he is an Alurus fulgens, and the other one is an Alurus stians. And the stians are considered to be slightly bigger, not by much, because they live up in the northern regions. These guys can weigh up to maybe 15 pounds, males and females both. The males tend to be slightly larger than the females, but for the most part they're about the same.
How old is Wayne?
Wayne is actually 4 years old. So he is a youngster. As of right now, they are, like I said, they are an endangered species, so a lot of the zoos, they have an SSP program. And a lot of zoos, we have breeding programs. And Wayne as such is, his line is very predominant right now, so he is not scheduled for breeding. And if something were to happen, and his line became more valuable, he would be bred. And these guys can live up to maybe 15 years. But females can start breeding at the age of 2, and usually by the time they hit 8 or 9, they actually will not usually be able to be bred.